Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond Morning. Baba's Murli. Today is the 5th of August 2022. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, there is very little time left. Therefore, do spiritual business. The best business is to remember the Father and your inheritance. Everything else is wrong business. Question. What concern should you children have? Answer. How to reform souls who have been spoiled, to liberate everyone from sorrow, and to show them the path to happiness for 21 births, and to give the Father's true introduction. You children should be concerned about all of this. And the song of Baba's Murli. No one is unique like the innocent Lord. Om Shanti. The innocent Lord explains the meaning of Om Shanti to all children. He himself says Om Shanti, and you children also say Om Shanti. This is giving your own introduction, which is, I the soul am embodiment of peace, a resident of the land of peace. Our Father is also a resident of that place. On the path of devotion too, they say Baba, Baba. Although people sing this, they follow the dictates of Ravan. The dictates of Ravan spoil human beings. The Father comes and reforms that which has been spoiled. There is one Ravan and one Rama. The 5 vices altogether are Ravan. Ravan establishes his own kingdom, that of our sitting in the cottage of sorrow. That one spoils everyone, and this one reforms everyone. Ravan cannot be considered to be a human being. However, he is portrayed as representing the 5 vices of man and the 5 vices of woman. And so because of that, they have personified Ravan as someone, but in fact, Ravan is all the evil tendencies around all the 5 vices. It's Baba saying of man and 5 vices of woman. In Ravan's kingdom, both have vices, that is, men and women. You know that you also had 5 vices in you. We are now becoming viceless from following Srimad. We are reforming that which has been spoiled, just as the Father reforms everyone of everything of everyone, just as the Father reforms everything of everyone that has been spoiled. So children too should be just as eager to reform that which has been spoiled. Just as you have been reformed, you also have the same concern to help unhappy souls. Only the worthy children can fulfill the eagerness that the Father has. The intellects of you children should be eager to reform that which has been spoiled. Explain to your friends and relatives. Also show them the path. Make unhappy human beings happy for 21 births, because after all, they are your brothers and sisters. They're very unhappy and peaceless. We are claiming our inheritance from the Father, and so think about how to go and explain to others and give lectures. Go to every home and to the temples. The Father gives you directions. You can do a lot of service in the temples. There are many devotees. Many people go to Shiva temple out of blind faith. They go with one desire or another inside themselves. They don't understand that Shiva is their Father. He is praised so much, and so surely he must have done something before he went back. Why do they go to a Shiva temple? Why do they go on pilgrimages to Amarnath? Brahmin priests and sannyasis take many pilgrims there. That is the business of the path of devotion. They won't be reformed through that. Only the Father, the innocent Lord, comes and reforms everything that has been spoiled. He is the creator, the master of the world, but he doesn't become that himself. He makes you children the masters. However, he is the highest, and you are receiving the inheritance from him. Let it enter your hearts how you can go and show your brothers and sisters this path. You feel mercy when you see someone unhappy and diseased. The Father says, I will now make you so happy that you will not be diseased for half a cycle. You children should also show others the way to the land of happiness. Those who are concerned about doing service will not be able to stay in one place. They would understand that they should go and show someone the path to the land of happiness. Baba challenges you a great deal. If you have fully imbibed the imperishable jewels of knowledge, you can benefit many. There is no need for money in establishing this kingdom. Those people continue to fight and quarrel amongst themselves by following Ravan's dictates. We are snatching our kingdom back from Ravan. The kingdom of Rama, God, can only be received from God, Rama himself. That is Rama, God, not Sita's Rama. The kingdom of God, that is Rama, begins in the golden age. How can the kingdom of God, that is the kingdom of Rama, exist here in the Iron Age? This is Ravan's kingdom, and everyone is unhappy. You can explain this to everyone. First of all, explain to those who are poor and to businessmen. Important people say that they too are busy or that they don't have time. They believe that they are making Bharat into heaven and they continue to make plans. However, you know that no one except Shiv Baba can create heaven. Very little time now remains. You mustn't become slack in establishing the kingdom of Rama. Day and night be concerned about how to liberate someone from sorrow. Let it enter the hearts of you children, how to show the path to your brothers and sisters. Everyone now follows Ravan's dictates. The Father is the Father, and he comes to give and gives you, children, your inheritance. People go to court and say, I shall tell the truth, considering God to be present everywhere. However, if he is omnipresent, then to whom do they pray? They don't know anything. The Father repeatedly explains to you, and what he repeatedly explains to us, awaken your friends and relatives. You children have to become very sweet. Let there not be the slightest trace of anger. However, not all children are able to become like that. Maya catches hold of many children by their nose. No matter how much you explain, they just don't listen. The Father also understands that it may take time before everyone becomes engaged in doing the Father's service very well. You also have to have that interest to go to Baba and say, Baba, send me on service. I will go and benefit others. However, they don't say anything. The children's business is to relate the true Gita. There are just two words, Alpha and Beta. Baba has explained this method to you very well. The first thing is, what is your relationship with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul? The name Prajapita Brahma Kumaris is written down below. Baba shows you a very new method and tells you very easy things. Baba is eager for such boards to be put up. Baba gives you directions. The Father is called the merciful and blissful one. Therefore, you children also have to become merciful like the Father. There are very big treasures contained in these pictures. They have in them the art of showing you how to become the masters of heaven. The Father continues to show you many methods. He invented them in the previous cycle and has invented them now too. It would touch people that this is something very good. We will definitely receive our inheritance from the Father. Also, right, you have a right to the inheritance of heaven. Come and understand this. This is a very easy thing. Simply make such boards and put them up in prominent places. Put up boards in 10 to 20 places. You can also advertise this. These words will touch the children who have become separated from us. They would say, let me at least go and find out what they are explaining. It should also be written, by understanding this riddle, you can attain liberation and liberation in life in a second. The Father says, if you want to create your life, do service. Come to the ocean to be refreshed and then do service. You have been stumbling around for half the cycle on the path of devotion. Here, you have to know the Father in a second and explain your inheritance. You have to know the Father in a second, and claim your inheritance. It is now everyone's stage of retirement. Death is just ahead. This is the best business of all. All the other business that people do is wrong. Simply do the one business of remembering the Father and the inheritance. Go to colleges and explain to the principal that so that those who study there can also understand. We are claiming your inheritance so easily. You are claiming your inheritance so easily. Remember the Father as much as possible. Acha, okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. First point. Become very, very sweet. Remove even the slightest trace of anger. Become merciful like the Father and be ready to do service. Second point, death is just ahead. Excuse. It is now your stage of retirement. Therefore, remember the Father and the inheritance. Use everything of yours in a worthwhile way to do the service of making Bharat into the kingdom of Ram. Baba's blessing for today. May you sacrifice even the slightest trace of body consciousness and become exceedingly strong. The biggest weakness is body consciousness. The subtle progeny of body consciousness is very big. To sacrifice body consciousness means to surrender the slightest trace, ast, and also its progeny, vansh. Only those who make such a sacrifice become exceedingly strong. If you have kept the slightest trace of body consciousness hidden anywhere, if you consider this consciousness to be self-respect, then although you may be able to see some temporary victory, it would be defeat in the long term. And the slogan for today, I didn't desire it, which is itcha in brackets, but I like it, acha. This too is a stage of being in a life of bondage. Om Shanti. Do have a powerful day in Baba's remembrance. Om Shanti.